In the end, I think I was pretty fucking great. But if I failed, then that means I actually attempted something. This is what Lestat announces to the assembled phantoms of everyone he has loved and damaged. This is the line that defines the character. It is also, with some generosity, the line that defines this season of television. The Vampire Lestat set itself an enormous task from its opening episode. Interview with the Vampire, the two-season adaptation that preceded it, was one of the more genuinely surprising creative achievements in recent prestige television. A melancholic, operatic meditation on memory, truth, and the intimate violence of a long-term relationship gone catastrophically wrong. It had earned its audience's trust completely. And, after a six-episode miniseries focused on the Talamasca, the Vampire Lestat finally arrived to ask that same audience to follow the franchise into an entirely different register. Where Louis told his story like a man giving testimony, Lestat grabbed the microphone and refused to put it down. The formal conceit, a series of recordings called The Failures, and a rock documentary following Lestat's 2025 concert tour, was bold and frequently brilliant. Sam Reid's performance across the season is among the finest pieces of sustained television acting in recent memory. He operated simultaneously across multiple registers. The manic, performative Lestat of the tour, the wounded, increasingly destabilized Lestat underneath, the boy in the sick room reaching for his mother's hand, without ever losing coherence or emotional truth. Jennifer Ely's Gabriella, a mother so constitutionally incapable of love that she could only offer her son something inappropriate and call it affection, gave the season its most disturbing supporting performance. And Sheila Atim's debut as Akasha, bringing with her the season's most important mythology revelation, the madness Lestat has periodically visited on those he loves, has been in part Akasha's blood running hot through his veins beyond his control, was everything this season had been building toward. The season's emotional peak arrived in the episode New York, with stained glass eyes. The song Lestat writes in response to sharing in Louis' desperate grief over the loss of Claudia. The moment when the love, the loss, and the specific anguish of a parent for a lost child that originally built this franchise, when Anne Rice first wrote Interview with the Vampire 50 years ago after losing her own daughter, converged into something genuinely moving. Lestat singing to a daughter who cannot hear him, 2 centuries too late. The series at the height of its powers. And Montreal, the penultimate episode and the best of the season, put Lestat and Louis back together, delivered Claudia's ghost as a cyclone of rage and pain, and ended with Armand and Daniel stepping out of the Halloween dark to behead them both. The show remembered in those 2 episodes what it has always been about. The purgatorial sequence in the finale, Lestat hovering between life and death in a mental banquet of everyone he has failed, taking inspiration from all that jazz in a way that took genuine nerve, was the season's most formally ambitious conclusion. The decision not to end with the fateful concert, leaving it instead to kick off next season's adaptation of The Queen of the Damned, is a structural choice that confirms this was always the first half of a larger story. The post-apocalyptic final image, Lestat recording the failures while the world outside burns, makes the stakes of what comes next unmistakably clear. The world is on fire, and it is, at least partly, Lestat's fault. The Vampire Lestat was an incredible season of television, and what it did, the complete reframing of the franchise's central character, the argument that monsters are made rather than born, that the damage Lestat carries runs in an unbroken chain from a witch burning in 18th century France to a purgatorial banquet experienced in a dream in Montreal in 2025, was something genuinely worth watching. But even if it didn't work for you, Lestat told us himself, even if he failed, then that means he actually attempted something. The Queen of the Damned is coming, but in the meantime, The Vampire Lestat is available now in full on AMC and AMC Plus. So let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment of the season? And are you ready for the Queen of the Damned? And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Fandom Frontline for more deep dives into the stories that shape our fandom.